This is a demonstration of Allscripts Professional EHR for dermatology. Today we're going to demonstrate how Allscripts Professional EHR can overcome your daily challenges and help you achieve meaningful use. In dermatology practices, most providers are challenged with easy access to patient charts, the tedious process of sharing patient charts with other providers, lengthy time spent documenting visits and procedures, quick access to procedure results, and communication with staff. Allscripts Professional EHR can help make your life a lot easier with quick chart access from the face sheet, ease of sending and receiving patient data through e-faxing and the Allscripts referral network, the use of templates to speed up documentation, result notification, and messaging. Now let's take a look at how Allscripts Professional EHR can help meet your needs. You're logged in as Cindy Pope, who is the nurse for today's scenario. Cindy is reviewing the doctor's schedule for the day. The different colors indicate the status of the patient's appointment. The black indicates that the patient has not checked in. If the patient's name is in blue, that means they've checked in and they're sitting in the waiting room. If their name is in green, it means the patient is checked in and their chart has been started. And the red indicates the patient has checked out. Debbie Donnelly is coming in today for a skin lesion follow-up, so you select her chart. Immediately, you get a reminder that you need to discuss sun protection with Debbie, and she also needs a smoking assessment done. The face sheet shows her entire chart in one view. You can see very easily her past problems, her surgeries, her social history, family history, and allergies. You can also see her encounters, all of her office visits, her consults, etc. So if you want to take a quick peek at any past visits, you can look in her chart, see exactly what you want by selecting the date of service, and look at any pictures and diagrams that have been imported into the patient's chart. You can see her meds list, and then finally any orders and procedures that have been done with the patient. You're going to jump right to the complaint and pull her previous visit in for this patient's skin check. So you select the patient's last visit and it pulls in the previous documentation showing the symptoms of the skin lesion, when it started, and where it's located. If you want to add more or make any changes, you can certainly do that as well. Originally, you said it began 2 months ago. Now it's actually 2 months later, so you'll say you are now at 4 months. The quality of the lesion is still raised and tender and is red, and she says now it's a little itchy. If there are any other associated symptoms, you want to indicate those. She does not have any chills or fever, no nausea or vomiting. As you document and make your selections on the template, it creates and adds it to your note here in the bottom, where red and itchy is indicated. You're going to save that and jump right into your history for the patient. Next, you'll see the patient's previously documented history. The last time you saw them, this was the information that was collected. When you select Include Active, it actually will drop it into today's current encounter. Here is the patient's up-to-date problem list, allergies, etc. If there's anything else you need to add for the patient as far as an allergy, for example, the patient tells you she's allergic to sulfa, you can go and very quickly add sulfa drugs as a new allergy to the patient's chart. So you're going to find sulfa drugs here in the list and then indicate what the allergy is. She breaks out in hives. So now you have your up-to-date allergy list. The medications list. You have the ability to pull in the fill history for the patient. This simply means that the patient's prescriptions that have been filled at any pharmacy by any provider with their insurance will be stored in the fill history. That means that you can select all the meds that have been currently prescribed to the patient and pull those into the patient's record for today. You can also include any medications that you previously prescribed and pull those into the chart, as well as any historical medications that you might have entered in yourself. Once you have done that and the medications have been reconciled, you can select that the medications list has been reconciled. Therefore, you have met a meaningful use requirement. So now you have an updated allergy list meeting meaningful use. A medications list has been updated, which is also meeting meaningful use. You said you need to go ahead and update her social history to make sure you updated her tobacco use. So here, it indicates that the patient was screened for tobacco use and she's never been a smoker. That remains the same, so there's nothing for you to do to update that. You have an up-to-date history for the patient. Next, you're going to view the note, and now you're going to send this to Dr. Rash. You tell her exactly which room the patient is in and tell her the patient is tired of waiting. Once you send the chart to Dr. Rash, it brings you back to the schedule, and then you can move on to the next patient. You're now logged in as Dr. Rash. Dr. Rash sees the same schedule that the nurse sees. However, Over here to the right is the doctor's inbox, or the queues. The received charts show where your patients are in the practice. Debbie Donnelly has been roomed in exam room 6 by Cindy Pope, and this is the time that she got here. You open her record. Immediately you'll get the message that the patient is tired of waiting. This is a sticky note to the chart and is not permanent to the record. The same reminder displays for the provider. You can view those and see if those have been taken care of. You know you need to discuss sun protection with the patient, and then you see the smoking assessment has been completed. Again, here is the face sheet, and now you'll just take a quick peek at that visit. Here is what was put in by the nurse, and all the updated history. So at this point, you're going to jump back into the complaint and get some more information from the patient. To do that, you simply select the complaint. Here's the list again. If there's anything else you need to add, you can certainly do that. She has a changing skin lesion here. That's important to note. If you want to add any kind of free text, you can type or use Dragon. Your free text is added into the note. Next, you'll jump to the Review of Systems. Select the note that you want to document. Pull in the change here. It documents it right into the record. Anything in red indicates the last findings that you saw for this patient regarding that particular skin lesion. If there's anything else you need to do as far as making a change to it, if the skin color changes, you can go right in here and select it and then make that change. If she has any other things that she's noted, for example, she also has some dryness around the lesion, you're going to select that and make it stand out. The physical exam also gives you the ability to do the same thing. You're going to pull in the last visit for this patient, and it drops it into the note and shows what was documented during the previous visit. You noticed a change in pigmentation and 2 main visible crusts around it. You want to mark that red so that it is highlighted in the chart. It is very easy to make any changes to today's visit. You just pull from the last visit, drop it into today's visit, and then make your changes as necessary. If you want to take a picture of that lesion, you can pull that right into her chart, indicate the areas that you're most concerned with, and note that there is some change in the look of that lesion from the last visit. If you want to indicate where exactly it is on the patient, you can bring in another image as well. You want to indicate that it's on the patient's arm. So here's where that lesion is. Finally, under the Assessment and Plan, you can look at the last time you saw the patient and document whatever the findings were. You gave her an education sheet about a shave biopsy. She wants to do that procedure. You'll go ahead and order that, and then pull that right into the record. So now your staff knows that this needs to be done for the patient, and then you can just drop that into the chart. You'll notice that the ICD-9 code has been displayed, as well as the CPT code for the shave skin lesion biopsy. Your protocols are designed by diagnosis to pull in whatever the treatment plan is for that problem. And these are going to be done for each diagnosis by provider. Here's your final note. At this point, this note can be sent immediately to the referring doctor. At this time, you're going to sign off on the visit and run the E&M calculator, which will suggest the level of service. You'll say this condition is worsening and calculate based on the visit. Here it's telling you a 99213 is the suggested level of service. The summary screen tells exactly what bullet points you've hit and what you can do to get to the next level. The provider has the ability to override the score based on the needs of the patient. The super bill displays here telling you the level of service that was selected, why you saw the patient, what diagnosis they have, and then what you're planning to do for that patient. The referral letter that's going back to the patient's referring provider will display here at the bottom. Again, the education sheet can print at the front desk. And here's the clinical summary, which is a meaningful use requirement. This clinical summary must be able to be generated and given to the patient at the end of every visit. Just by selecting OK to complete this visit, the education sheet can generate. The clinical summary will generate for the patient, and a referral will be finished and sent out. The referral letter displays with your practice's name and logo. The referring doctor's name pulls in the information from the progress note just documented into the body of the letter. As you can see here, all the selections you made from the chief complaint and HPI are now displayed in the letter to the referring doctor, along with your treatment plan, doctor's name, and signature. There is also availability for quick edits. For example, if this patient is not very pleasant, you can actually remove that immediately from the letter and it displays right away. The clinical summary for meaningful use is also a letter built into Allscripts Professional EHR. This displays as you see here. It's pulling from the current progress note into the standard clinical summary for meaningful use. These can be faxed out immediately to the referring provider, as well as printed and ready for the patient at the end of the visit. Now, as you sign off, all the information is filed away into the patient's chart. In your queues again, the provider has the ability to see result notifications as well as messages for communication with the staff. For result notifications, it's very quick and easy to see what results have come back for procedures or lab work that may have been ordered by the provider previously. For example, results have come back for Abby Ford. The doctor will select that procedure and actually read the review of the shave biopsy that was done for the patient. If everything is to your satisfaction, you can simply finalize it, and that will save and sign off on that particular result. Messages can also come in from patients that have called in regarding concerns or questions that they may have. A message has come over from the nurse as urgent. It came over right into the doctor's inbox from your same patient, Debbie, here. The moment you see that message, it says the patient is concerned about her lesion and wants to come in and talk to you immediately. This message came from the nurse regarding this patient, and it tells you details about her last visit, her next appointment date, and then any other information that you need to see about this patient. If you want to look at the chart for the patient prior to responding, you can simply click on the face sheet, look at the chart, see what the last documentation was for that visit, and then document accordingly how you want to respond to that message. So very easily you could see any information that you want regarding that patient's chart. To do that, you simply hit Reply, and then you tell the nurse to have the patient make an appointment. You send that right over to the nurse, and now it's no longer in your inbox, but saved to the patient's chart. Allscripts Professional EHR not only addresses your daily challenges, but connects to 180,000 physician users, 1,500 hospitals, third-party devices and applications, labs and pharmacies across the country. Allscripts practice management solution seamlessly. The Allscripts Referral Network. To patients through the patient portal, to patient charts remotely with our Allscripts Remote for Apple iPhone, iPod Touch, BlackBerry, or any Windows mobile device. It is your entire healthcare community connected. To request a custom ROI assessment or a personal product demonstration, please call Allscripts at 1-877-EHR-NOW1 or email ehrnow@allscripts.com or visit www.allscripts.com/professional.